Just ask Jake, get your feelings. What did it feel like being back on the field Saturday night?
Man, it felt great. Obviously, 1,000 days coming out, first game, for it really was a shutout, it really was a shutout. But honestly, it was just good just being out there, moving around, flowing, just getting back in that game, feeling. And I'm really excited for this week. I'm really excited just to get back out there. Like, I feel like that first game, I kind of got the jitters out, and it feel like I'm just back in season mode, too. So it was just a blessing to see Jake out there smiling, running around, catching passes over the middle, running fast, doing what he usually does. So just all the hard work and dedication, dark days that we put in last year in the weight room, every day coming out here like, man, we want a taste of it. Now we finally in it, so we just gonna try to keep building off of it.
Your team opened a lot of eyes Saturday. Did they open your eyes? Were you surprised?
Nah, my eyes been open on this team since I got here. I mean, I know the work. Like I told them in the pregame speech, like we put in all the work. Everybody in this locker room, we put in the work. So it don't matter what's outside the locker room, the crowd, lights, fans, anything. It's just about us executing on every play, and just having each other's back like we did all camp. We pushed each other all camp. Like this probably was the hardest camp I ever been through in the years I've been in college. So I was really excited to get out there Saturday and go full speed. And as you seen, like it was ugly for the other team. So we just gonna keep building on that.
You got to speak to the team before the game. Talk about how did that make you feel, and what did you tell them?
I mean, it just made me feel like myself. Honestly, a guy that hasn't played in 1,000 days. You kind of got to be a self-starter. So even when I'm talking to the team, I'm kind of talking to myself too, trying to get myself going. So I look at myself as a motivational and inspirational guy, with my story and everything. So I try to spread that amongst my teammates and light a fire under them to keep going, because at the end of the day, we all out there together. So I know we all got the same mindset that no matter what happens, good, bad, or ugly, we all gonna be all right.
So you're out there taking that field for that first snap. And what are the emotions, as you're waiting for that ball to be hiked?
Man, it was real emotional, just especially me being in the back, like just roaming by myself, kind of knocking into the game. It was just like, man, like like I don't know. It's just really inspirational for me, because obviously nobody's seen kind of what I went through. Like it was a lot of long nights, hard nights where I was like, man, and it was sometimes where I wanted to give up, but just me knowing that somebody's out there watching, some kid, some teammate, some maybe grown-up adult, just going through adversity and just being able to battle through that 1,000 days, 1,000 days of doing something you don't get the results you want to do. Most people will quit and give up, but that's just the type of person I am, dedicated, motivated. So just getting back out there in that field, it felt great. Like I said, I'm excited to get out there this week.
How many hits or how many plays did it for that kind of, that emotion maybe subside and just to feel like it's football again?
Really one. Really took one play. Once I seen, and to be honest, I really don't think when I'm in the game, really. I kind of just do all my thinking in the week, preparing, and I kind of just flow. So once I see, the running back bounce out with the ball, I'm kind of just following them, just kind of floating around. So it felt good just being out there. Like I said, I'm so excited to, play, I guess, competition, just get out there and play real football. So
how gratifying was it to see the defense just dominate from the jump? Obviously the early turnovers, but then just like all game long putting the clamps on them.
Man, it was great, because, I mean, this defense, like, we sat and talked in the dark, with each other, like, man, about where we really could be. And we really want to be a top defense in the country, like, no ifs, ands, or buts. So, that starts today. Like I tell the team, like, you win the game throughout the week. You don't just show up on Saturday and win the game. Like, it's about how you practice, the preparation. So, defense-wise, I mean, we got guys like Zarius, Keyshawn, any room, I'm super confident walking out there with any room, any group, however deep we are, like, it doesn't matter. I know the defense, the mentality that we have, just talking to those guys, we all are like, they're my brothers, and I love going to war with them.
It's going to be ramping up this week against Mississippi State. Jeff Levy offense, high, fast pace, like to throw that ball around a lot. What are some of the things that really kind of jumped out to you in your preparation?
Really just, getting lined up. I feel like, with these guys, like I said, my brothers on defense, I feel like as long as we get lined up, it don't matter if the New England Patriots is in front of us. Like, I feel like we could, get the job done with all those guys, like 1 through however many on defense, 33, like all the way to the 3D. I feel like we can line up and play with anybody, the best in the country. So just stand on those guys about our preparation, like being prepared, and then when we go out there, just doing it full speed, live bullets.
What are the keys, like, going up against and trying to slow down a really up-tempo team like that?
Like I said, really just getting lined up. I feel like as long as we get lined up, we're gonna be fine. Like we kind of know what to expect. Watching film like over the weeks, and then at the end of the day, just showing up when the lights is bright. Like this is time for us to make history. First we could be the first ASU team to beat the SEC team. So like I take that as a challenge. So I'm gonna challenge the guys, and we're gonna try to step up to this challenge.
Is that something you guys have been talking a lot about?
No, not really. Like it don't matter. Like I said, it don't matter the New England Patriots came through here. Like I'm gonna preach the same thing to the guys. You know, just being tough, being smart, the team and the ball. That's what Coach Dillingham implemented into this culture. And I told him before the game, like that's what we did. You know, we changed the culture. Obviously, as you can see, coming out like that with the first game, but that means nothing at all. Like, got to keep moving on, keep getting better each week. And, no matter who it is, we're gonna do our job.
Sorry, this question was already asked, but just talk about that first snap that you took after 1,000 days.
Man, it felt good. Like, you know, like I said, especially just being back there, kind of roaming, like kind of being in my element. I feel like, you know, I was back at home. Literally, I feel like I was back at home. But I'm really excited to get out there this week. I feel like the type of player I am, the more I play football, the better I get. So just, you know, me stepping in there for the first time, I'm really excited about this week, especially they throwing the ball around. So, you know, I feel like it's my type of game.
Were you less nervous, more nervous than you thought you would be?
No, I really wasn't nervous at all. You know, I had the little tears before the game. You know, it was what it was, emotions, you know, just all the workouts, late nights, you know, put it in. But, hey, once I strap up, it's go time, so.
How much of a factor was the crowd? You know, obviously, the student section was packed, but the crowd throughout was pretty good.
It was really loud out there. It was sometimes, you know, you can't hear each other. You know, you screaming, you could be this close, screaming, trying to get the calls and stuff, get lined up, but they really don't know how much of an impact they make. Like, that atmosphere, that just makes us, you know, this amp up. You know, the energy in there, it was great. You know, especially after this guy Zari's, you know, that first touchdown, just being back there in the post, and I just heard it erupted. Like, it was like an earthquake, and I was like, man, that's great. So we want that feeling to stay in that stadium for a long time. So we're going to keep doing our job, keep coming out here preparing each and every week, you know, to get that job done on Saturdays.
You're expecting it to be even more turned up this Saturday?
Yeah, I definitely do. I expect it to be about 10 to 15,000 more people in there, you know, especially after that. And then, you know, I know we got fans, but I feel like the extra people might come to see us lose, you know. So they just, you know, it is what it is.
So Kenny said that you do a much better job than him in the pregame speech.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, I know I do. He gets a little emotional, but I do as well. But it's, you know, it's different coming from a player, you know. Like, coaches can get you motivated, but the players play. Obviously, you know, me being a leader, like I said, being a guy that they seen go through adversity, you know, so I feel like my voice kind of carries more, like, you know, just them watching me, just like, man, he's been through stuff, he's worked through it, like, so, you know, like, that's just being battle tested. That's what we breed here. Basically, you want to be an adversity response team. So, man, I just try to get them motivated. Like I said, a guy that hasn't played in 1,000 days, you got to be a self-starter. So even when I'm talking to the team, I'm talking to myself. You know, I look at myself as a motivational, inspirational guy. Why not spread it throughout the team and create a fire, you know, before we run out there and get ready to go whoop some ass.
So a speech like that, you don't really plan ahead. You just like speak from the heart on the spot.
Yeah, it's all off the dome. Literally, it's all off the dome. Same thing as this week. Like, I've always been that guy, you know, like, that just step up, you know, to make that speech or do whatever to get us going. So it's gonna be a good one this week. So yeah.
That week one hype video came out yesterday, and it showed that pregame hype speech specifically, and you were talking about how you were pointing specifically at the sign that said the team inside the locker room and trying to like motivate everybody. Do you feel like, especially when you're going maybe against tougher competition, that those speeches need more necessarily? Do you feel like it's just a collective process?
I think it's just necessarily a part of us. Like, I think it's just here at ASU, because if you really look at the roster, it's really a lot of guys that's kind of been slept on, or maybe that was highly recruited guys but went through some type of adversity, or like guys that came from smaller schools but as good players. Like, I feel like our whole team is really like guys that's assembled from adversity. So, you know, like, we're going to use that as our fuel to our fire, you know, like all the things that we've been through, and we're going to play like we've been through something, you know. So obviously, as you can see out there, defense, offense, special teams, like, it was all explosive, you know. It was all like we was like putting our foot down out there. So we're going to try to keep playing. That's going to be our identity, and we're going to try to stick to our identity throughout this whole year.
So with the defense, you know, you have a lot of transfers and, you know, new faces on all three levels of the, you know, starting defense. And with the new culture and mindset of takeaways and all that, how's it been kind of getting everyone to kind of buy into that throughout this offseason and, you know, really play together and fly around?
It was pretty easy, especially because with some of the transfer guys that we came, they were already experienced, and they was guys that, you know, wanted to get to a spot to work, you know, not get to a spot to kind of relax your days, go and go through the motions. Like, we really want to win. Like, this whole team cares. Like Coach Diddy said, like, everybody on this team cares about winning and playing football. Like, the passion that we have, like, playing, lining up with those guys, like, it makes it easy. It makes it easy to just to do your job. Like, you don't have to focus on anybody else because you know that we all have the same mindset. So it really didn't take long for guys to really buy in, you know. And the takeaways on defense, you know, we pride ourselves on trying to get 3 or more games. So that's a standard we're gonna hold ourselves to, you know.
How special was it for you to get to ring that victory bell?
It was very special, you know. It was an honor. This first game back, especially them choosing me, you know, it was real special, you know. And we plan on bringing it a lot more, you know, this season. But it was a great honor for me, and I love these guys. I love the teammate, Coach Dinahan. I love the school, Tempe, everything, you know. So it was just great.